here, just made it up over the Skyway. We are actually headed to our 456 from episode 45. The Seakeeper pump, the recirculation pump for the glycol system on it. That's what keeps the thing cool when it's spinning at 9,000 RPMs or whatever. Yeah, it failed. So, sorry, gotta merge. Sorry. That pump has failed, so now we have to replace it, fill the system, check it. I also have another update on a component I'll show you when we're there. So, I'll get there, we'll jump on the boat, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll see you there. So we made it out to the 456 here. I got the boat down, we got everything opened up. Let me show you what I have to deal with first before we take it apart and show you what I'm doing. And so on the very back, there's the hatch that you open to access all your rear components here. You go down in here, we have fender holders. We gotta take those out of the way. We have all of our battery switches here. Underneath, you can see, that's the Seakeeper itself. So I gotta get these out of the way so I can squeeze myself in between here to back here, because there's the Seakeeper. I gotta take these panels off the top, and there's also one on the back side. It actually be the front side because we're sitting in the back of the boat. And the pump itself is all the way up there against where that wall is over here. There's our battery chargers. So I gotta get all this out of my way, get these covers off here, get these fenders out of the way. And over here, on the wall, we have this E control valve. We got a new one of these, there's an update for it. I'm not sure why, but we're gonna replace that. That actually controls this valve down here. So you push a button in the cabin, this moves automatically for you. And that's for our sea chest here, which all of our water comes out of. We also have one of these valves for our macerator pump for our pump out. So yeah, here's our water pump for our Seakeeper, and here's our new valves, controllers. Should tell us on the back here. Yeah, so they got updates. So here's 1,000. So the one back here is a 2,500. That's the big one back here. So I'm gonna get all the covers off here, get everything out of the way, so I can show you the Seakeeper and how it works. And we'll also do the valves too and everything. We'll run the Seakeeper, make sure everything's working. So I'm just gonna cut right to everything being off. All right, let me show you what we're doing real quick before we actually do it. So here's our raw water side. This actually recirculates raw water through our heat exchanger here. The heat exchanger has its own pump that runs through our casing here for the gyro, and then that little pump right there is what I gotta replace that has failed. That's what keeps this thing cool. And that component there keeps our heat exchanger cool. So in turn, this thing stays at the temperature it needs to be. If you want to see how this Seakeeper here works, you just go to the website, and it's a pretty cool video of how it actually stops the rolling and pitching of the boat. So let me swap this pump out, put some antifreeze in it, and I'll get right back to you. Well, that was fun. I got the water pump replaced in the Seakeeper. I got the valve controllers replaced. Let me show you the valve controllers, what they do real quick. And then I'll fire the Seakeeper up and we'll make sure that thing's doing what it's supposed to. The controllers that I replaced are for these valves right here. So I push this open button. It'll open automatically. It'll flash as it's opening. Let me show you the function of it as it's doing it. Well, our valves are working. Let's turn our Seakeeper on here. Power. Takes a while to warm up here. We're gonna make sure she's pumping water. We'll let her warm all the way up, and then we'll check and make sure she's not overheating. All right, so the good stream there, that's our Seakeeper pump. She's pumping good. All right, so it's been a while. We're all warmed up. Let's take a look at the display. Looks like we have 123 degrees. We're at 8,700 RPMs. This thing will spin over 9,000, so we're ready for the old roll and pitch here. Got no codes. And then here obviously is our screen to turn it on and off. And this bar will move back and forth as we're rolling. That being said, I'm gonna pack this one up, put her back in the lift. Now we got about an hour drive back over the Skyway to St. Pete to get to our next job. I'll see you there. All right, so we're out at the marina here. Let me get all my stuff here and get out to the boat. I forgot what boat we're going to. You'll like this one, it's pretty. Here she is. That's a pretty cool baby blue color on it. This is their 42 Regal. It's a brand new one. Let me jump inside here. I'll give you a little mini tour before we figure out what we got to do. We start back here. We got 3 425s, of course. Let's go through the curtain here. To the very back, you got the covers. Everything's covered up. Right now I have the generator running. It was on shore power, but I'll explain that in a second. That's one of our problems. All of our ambient lighting. Of course, this is the whole hangout area. Got the whole kitchen. All of our controls, the usual side controls. I like how this thing has curtains all the way around it so you can cover this whole thing up. Got the lighting in the tracks, real nice. Even the window's got a sun visor for it if you want. You can go downstairs here. Got a full master bedroom here. Of course, you gotta have a TV, your own AC too. Yeah, that says 89 degrees. It's hot here. There's another little like half kitchen sink, refrigerator. There's a refrigerator in the very back there on the back deck. There's also a fridge and freezer right next to it in the inside here. Then you can go down here. You have a second bedroom. Turn everything on. You got a second bedroom here that has that bar up there. Is actually the AC duct. So that's pretty cool. You stay cool while you're sleeping. Everywhere you look's ambient lighting. There's a TV back here too. You go up here. We got our bathroom. I like this bathroom. I love the bowl sink for some reason. Shower's real nice too. Look at the lights in it. I like the shower wall design and stuff's cool. Right here's our AC panel. All of our power for our 12 volt system, all of our power for our 120 and our 240. Alright, that was a little mini tour. If you want the full tour of these boats, actually Cody Long, the guy that works for us, he's one of our salesmen. He does a whole tour of almost everything that we sell. Anyway, the problems with this boat, there's only a couple. We have a VHF radio as a weak signal, and our center battery for our engines was dead, so we had to parallel them. I actually figured that one out right away when I got to the boat, so let me show you why. Alright, so when I got to the boat, this is the setup I had. Shore power's on, that's right. You got voltage here, you'd think that's right, you got 120, right? Our refrigerator's on, lower refrigerator's on, battery charger's on, but there's no light here. See, they light up when they have power. There's no second leg. The reason for this is the shore power cord here is a 50 amp cord. If you look, it's plugged in to a 30 amp with an adapter. So we're missing the second side. So it should have two 120 legs, so it has to get a dual splitter to go to 50 amps. That's the only way it's gonna work. So right now I got the generator running. The generator is putting out both sides like it's supposed to. So we can have our battery charger on here. I can also turn on my ACs because it's freaking hot today. Alright, you can see the battery charger is working. These batteries here are 13.4. See our center one that was a little weaker. That's the one he had a problem with, that 13.1. So we'll let it charge for a while. I'm actually going to start the engines and make sure they all start. Now they're all starting. They all sounded good when they started. So now if you look, the motors are doing what they're supposed to too. So you have the battery charger and the motors charging at the same time. So I'm going to let these run a little while and I'll show you the next thing on the list here. Alright, so there's only two complaints here. The second one was the VHF radio here, not transmitting or receiving very well. So I checked the top, everything's good up there. Antenna's not broken, nothing's wrong. So I pulled it off the back here. And this is the connector they're using. some kind of crimp tool they use for this, and then it has to make a connection through here into this piece, which turns it into two connections really. So if I don't think if you get this thing perfectly right, if you don't crimp it perfect and you get this connector perfect, it's going to work very well. So I always use these, so we'll cut this end off and we'll put these on. If you look on the inside here, that's actually a pin that stabs into the wire, so no matter what you get a connection. And then the outside, it's got these sharp, all these sharp blades here, and those will stab into our ground. So I've never had a problem with one of these things here. They always work. So let me switch this out, and then we'll double check our batteries, and we'll call it a day here. All right, I've been in this boat for a while now, and I shut the battery chargers off. We have 12.5 and 12.7. That's good. That means this battery is coming back to life here. Also, you see here we have a brand new connector on our VHF radio. I already did a test on the radio. I called the bridge. Everything seemed fine. I'm going to let this charge some more here while I pack all my stuff up and call it a day. Subscribe if you like what you're watching, and I'll see you next time. So check it out. How cool is this?